All right, guys, welcome to the brand new podcast. This is going to be the Dad Tribes podcast. As you all know, this is Isaac Felton. He has been with me since May?
Yep.
Yeah, since May. And he has been leading up the head of growth of Dad Tribes since he came on board, and he's been doing amazing. It's because all of our recent chapters are thanks to Isaac and his hard work here. But we've got some exciting news, and Isaac's going to be switching roles. And so we want to kind of tell him what you got going on.
Yeah, guys. So I got Andrew came up to me and gave me the opportunity to be the, what is it? It's not the CEO. It's
the CEO.
It's the CEO of the new foundation that we're going to have, the nonprofit that we're going to have, Dad Tribes Foundation. And so I'm going to get to learn along with Andrew. We're going to get this thing figured out. I've never run a nonprofit before. Hopefully, it does better than Goodwill. So, but we're going to learn and we're going to take some courses. We're going to learn some stuff and get you guys some help, the dads out there. We're really excited about it. I'm excited to learn, go into this new role and see how I can help all the dads out there. We're thinking about, anywhere from helping with attorney fees to helping with Christmas. And then, obviously, as we go, we'll learn and what we can help dads with. I think that's going to be an ever-changing thing as the years go on. So we're excited to learn and, be able to help you guys.
Yeah, because, if you think about it, we've heard all kinds of things, right? We've heard about guys needing help on their electric bills or their mortgage, or we've had guys reach out and ask for help with food.
Yeah.
Right? And so we can't, as a for-profit business, obviously we can help people where we can, but the nonprofit side allows us to open that entire door and that entire window to help that side of the world without it having any impact on the business side. Right. So we're really building it to provide that financial support for guys who need it and be able to do the events. Because, so some of you that don't know is, all of our chapter owners, they host events. And a lot of times some of these event centers are offering to give their event center for free, their location for free. But in order to do that, they need a 501c3 nonprofit. And we didn't have that before. So our chapter owners had to pay for an event center. And a lot of these guys, when they first start out in a chapter, they've already invested $10,000 into the business. And so they don't have an extra $5,000 put on an event, right? So it opens up that door to help our local dads who may not specifically be struggling with finances or child custody, but it allows the chapter to be able to get more, tickets for NBA games and NFL games, because all of those sports organizations are allowed to donate a certain amount of tickets to nonprofits, but when they're like, oh, you're not a nonprofit, we can't give you tickets. So it helps on that side too.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of dads that obviously they can't invest the full $10,000, but they've wanted to support us, and this gives them an outlet to do that. They can support 10, 15, 20 bucks a month to help the cause, and it's a tax write-off, which is pretty cool. But people that want to be helped financially, they just don't have $10,000, and I think this is a good opportunity for them to get in and support us as well. Yeah,
and we'll create some kind of like perks or benefits, right, that they get when they come in. Right now, the process we're still filing the 501c3 paperwork, and we have to have people help us file that, because normally there's two different forms you can do. The easy form is if you expect less than $50,000 a year in donations. We expect more than $50,000 in donations in the first 3 months, right? And so because we expect, the men out there that are watching this, we expect you, those that want to contribute, but maybe you don't have the time to run a chapter, you don't have $10,000 sitting around to invest in a chapter, but you want to help. You want to be part of something positive, something uplifting. What Netflix is $20 a month?
It's getting up there.
Yeah, so Hulu, Amazon Prime, all these streaming platforms are about $10 to $20 a month. So would you be willing to do $10 a month to support the nonprofit and help Isaac build the nonprofit to make the change, and everything. And one thing we're going to also do is Dad Tribes, the for-profit side, is going to donate 10% of all of our proceeds here at HQ. 10% of our profits are going to go funnel back into the foundation to help all the men out there that are needing it too.
Yeah, and so when we do these things, right? So with a nonprofit, you have to donate, right? That's the point. So we've always worried about people thinking that we're doing this just for financial gain. You cannot really do financial gain when you have a 501c3. That lays it out. If you look at the laws, you have to donate. You can't just, be like, oh, this is I'm not taxable. I'm going to take all this money and actually use it for the business. You can't do that. So these donations will be put to a good cause. Like I said, Christmas gifts. We had a member a few months ago, their house burned down, and that would go towards to help a member get clothes and food and possibly a couple nights place to stay or something. I mean, all these kind of things that we're going to be able to use for our members. It really the sky's the limit on it. I mean,
yeah.
Because people need help, and we recognize that as an issue. And we're, Andrew's always been one that if he sees a need, he likes to fill that need. He doesn't want to just leave it. So I really thank him for that, and I thank you for the opportunity as well.
Yeah, I mean, on top of we had the guy that his apartment complex caught fire. He lost everything. We've had guys, we had a family here in Arkansas where his wife lost her life while her 7-year-old was in the car with her. And she went through a lot of surgeries, and he was the sole provider of his house. Yeah. And now he's responsible for taking care of 3 kids who are homeschooled. And so it was a lot on his plate. And when I see instances like that, it's like, man, if we had a nonprofit, I would have easily and happily given him $10,000 from the nonprofit funds to give him a cushion to survive for a few months and make it through the most traumatic experience, not only in his life, but his children's life. And the nonprofit allows us that opportunity to have that impact, not just on guys fighting for custody and not just on guys who need help on electric bills, but on guys that have faced like a life-altering traumatic event and they need money to live. Yeah. And so that's a big thing of what we're doing here, guys. And we do have a stipulation if they want us to be able to help fund their child custody, right, and their family law attorneys. Kind of tell them what that's like. So
we're gonna be required to have a background check. We're gonna have to interview you. The first step, though, that we think that we both agree on is counseling, marriage counseling, because marriage now, 75-80% of marriages end in divorce. The way I was raised, and I believe that everybody should feel, marriage is sacred. You make a commitment to somebody in life, it gets hard, you can't just throw it away, you can't just quit. So we think that marriage counseling, you got to give that, one last ditch effort to try and mend the relationship. If it doesn't work or she's not willing, we will, after we do the interview and the background check and everything, then we'll definitely look at helping them get an attorney, pay the retainer fee.
So. Yeah, and one thing, we're not going to help a guy go after sole custody just out of anger, right, or anything like that. We'll help pay for attorney fees and retainers to help someone who maybe the wife is just refusing them access to their kids or making lies or accusing them of things that aren't true, which is a regular thing we all know about in today's world. But we're always going to be a proponent of save the marriage first, right? Because and it doesn't mean it's anyone's fault if it doesn't work out that way, but we don't want to encourage divorce. We don't want to encourage separation. We want to encourage mending and fixing if it's fixable.
And so if you look at statistics, like kids that are come from a broken home, or I don't know the exact statistics, but there's some out there that show, like, from a divorced home compared to a home where they're able to mend things and be together, like, the likelihood of going to college and the likelihood of going to jail and all these things. So, keeping things together if it's possible. Obviously, you don't want a kid going, like my ex-wife and I, we just couldn't get along. And my kids didn't deserve to be in that. We tried for years to mend things, and it just never worked. Yeah. And kids don't deserve to be in that either. But if things can be fixed, it's better for everybody.
So. Yeah. And we don't judge any of you, right? Everybody's life is different. And the reason we do background checks is because we can't be a proponent for someone fighting for custody who maybe has made some life decisions that we feel is unsafe for the children. So we have to be cautious about who we support. But that's why we built the nonprofit. We want to provide resources and opportunities to dads who bust their ass every day, work hard every day, and getting a divorce is not cheap. The average retainer from whenever I was looking at everything is like $5,000 for a decent
around
attorney.
Here you're looking at $3,000 to $4,000, which in Arkansas, which where we're at now, it's not cheap. Your average medium income is probably $30,000 a year, and so that's 10% of your income, and that's just to start. Mine costs $7,000-8,000 after everything. So it's crazy how expensive it is, but unfortunately they have jobs for a reason. So
the good thing is, what I think we'll do is we'll start with the background check and all that stuff, then we'll go to, can we make counseling work, right? Let's try counseling first, and then we'll pay for mediation, There's no reason for it to go through the courts if it doesn't
Yeah.
have to. If we can get it done in mediation and everybody agrees to everything and it doesn't have to go in front of a judge, that's the best route that we could possibly choose. And then if that's not an option or that just doesn't work out, then we'll go into a retainer. But it's going to be a process because we don't want to encourage, everything. And I don't think courts should have any say in family relations. I don't believe in it at all. I think if two adults can find a time to get with a mediator and everybody can agree on money and time and all that stuff, that's the best route that you can go.
Yeah, and how would we? So another thing I was thinking about with that is, the research, because you wouldn't want to get a guy a bad attorney. You want to get them a good guy that was going to fight for him if they got to that point. So would they have to be a member? I'm assuming that they would have to be a member to be able to get access to this, right?
Yeah.
So say it's somewhere that's a chapter's established. Maybe we could look into getting some attorneys there that we've researched ahead of time, so that way we're not trying to find somebody and then this is the last person open type thing. Maybe we can get somebody, have some conversations with some people and get some trusted guys in that are kind of at the ready if we need them.
Yeah. And I think with that being said, also, if they want to receive our funds or donations, they have to be an active member.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It's not just come and take and leave.
Yeah.
Right? This is a community. This is a brotherhood. So we expect the men who are needing that help to be part of the brotherhood.
Yeah.
And being part of the brotherhood has nothing to do about financial contribution. Right? It's not about that at all. It's just, are you in the groups? Are you on the app? Are you interacting with other members? Are you being part of the community? Are you becoming part of the brotherhood? Or are you just here to take money out of the pot of the nonprofit, get what you need, and then leave?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't create the brotherhood, the community that we're building, both on the nonprofit side and the for-profit side. While we are two separate entities, we are connected through the brand of Dad Tribes, which is a tribe, right?
Yeah.
And a tribe means a brotherhood, which means people coming together. So you can't just come in, take advantage of all the funds we've raised, and leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that, so we have, we throw events, we do all these cool things, and so we want you guys to be a part of that. There's so much more to this. People think it's just a Facebook group or whatever. It's obvious that it's more than that. I think now especially, if it wasn't clear to you guys before, but we do so much. And the thing is this isn't something Andrew had to do. He just wanted to because he wants to be able to make a difference in somebody's life. And I talked to a guy one time. I was interested in buying a chapter, and I told him, I said, if you got a dad struggling and he need one, if you were able to talk to a man and affect one person's life in the positive, it would be worth it. Mm-hmm. And so with this, we're going to be able to affect hopefully thousands of dads' lives and make a big difference in their life. And I'm so excited to get started and learn and get this ball rolling on it so we can make a difference and help the community. That's the whole point of this, is to help community of dads. And that's what they're positioning ourselves in a way that we can do that and be able to give back for the awesome, because we have all these awesome members that have allowed us to be at this point. So I'm pretty excited about it. I've not been able to go to sleep. I've had so many ideas rolling through my head.
Well, so we're heading in a really good direction, right? So tell them kind of the idea of what we have planned. The goal, right? It's not guaranteed, so don't quote me on this, for Christmas.
So Andrew and I were talking, actually driving yesterday. So the plan is to, each chapter we pick 5 families. We get them. We've not talked about it in a set amount yet.
Yeah.
But get Christmas for 5 families in each chapter. So you're looking at nearly 200 families for Christmas. So I think it'll be a similar thing. Maybe we have. I don't know how we would determine, because we want to give it to somebody that needs it. We don't want somebody that's making $2 million a year and then give them their kids Christmas for free. But somebody that's struggling and they need help and they want to give their kids a good Christmas and they just don't have the financials, because life's hard right now. It's difficult, and we know, both we've talked, Christmas is our favorite time of the year. We love Christmas, love being able to get up in the morning and open gifts. And I've been there. I've not been able to afford Christmas gifts for my kids, and I know how just gutting that is. And so we want to be able to go in and do that and help somebody at Christmas, several people, so they can see those smiles on their kids' faces.
So I think an idea I had with that is if we had everybody submit kind of like a paragraph story, and it'll be anonymous. Obviously, we're not going to share names, but a paragraph as to what's going on in their life right now and why this would mean so much to them. And then we have the community, the donors, be able to vote on
Yeah.
what stories they want to donate to in out of those submissions. So that way, everybody here gets the choice to kind of judge or not judge, but vote on who should get the funds. And the top 5 stories with the most votes will be the ones that we fund, and we only allow those that are contributing to vote. Right.
Yeah.
So that way it's like, all right, you know, whether you're doing $10, $20, $50 a month in donations, you get a vote and get to choose who we're going to help this coming Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I like that. And, you know, I think it'd be kind of cool if the dad was comfortable to, like, for them maybe to take a picture when they got all their stuff open and get to see, you know, the smiles and the happiness. You know, we when I was little, man, Christmas was such a big deal, and that was, and you know, as you become a father, like, it's such a funny thing because, you know, you don't look forward to Christmas for yourself anymore. You look forward to it for your kids. I mean, you get so excited. And like I said, I think that's a really cool thing because I know as a parent, like I said, it's gutting when you can't get stuff for your kids, and it's not what Christmas is about, but just seeing those smiles when they get what they want, or
whether or not it's what Christmas is about, it still hurts when you wake up and you can't give them what you want. And I was raised where we had canned food donations and the churches would buy our gifts, and I grew up like that. And as a dad, I've always wanted to not have to do that, right? We, in my family now, we stray away from gifts and we go more towards memories, right? So we focus on a vacation or whatever. But we'll set a dollar amount and we'll choose, and really it'll be based on the funds that we have, right? We'll see how much funds we can raise from the moment we get 501c3 to, you know, maybe early December, and then at that point we'll choose how much is going to each family and then have everybody vote.
We're gonna have to have a cutoff too. It can't be the Duggars. We can't have 20 kids and us be getting them all gifts.
Right. It can't be my size, like six kids, 5 different families that have 6 kids each. That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of food families. So here's the deal, guys. We're not going to make this too long. We want to kind of come in. This is going to be our podcast setup here. We're kind of excited to just show it off. You know, we spent all day today kind of perfecting this.
And we're men, and so our decorations are what men would decorate with.
We'll keep adjusting as we get to it. But, you know, we wanted to introduce Isaac as the new CEO of the Dad Tribes Foundation. We're going to create separate social media profiles for Dad Tribes Foundation, but Isaac and I are going to come in here and we're going to have conversations with each other, with you. We're going to share some updates of what's going on the Dad Tribe International side, which is our for-profit side. We'll share stories of what's going on the Dad Tribes Foundation side. Isaac and I will be traveling across the country in vehicle or by airplane to meet dads in person to be able to contribute, right? When we do these contributions to these families, what we would love to do is be able to go to each one of these 38 chapters and or 40 or however many chapters we have at that time, and be able to personally hand, you know, the checks or the money to these families in person at each chapter. Not guaranteeing that will happen, but that's our goal, right?
And if we're doing Santa, I'm working on my Santa Claus body right now, so I can dress up as Santa Claus.
And we're still learning because both of us keep looking off to the side because my computer is showing the video, but we know the camera's right here, so we're both kind of getting used to everything. Obviously, this is a bit awkward and uncomfortable at first, right? I think as we do more interviews and more shows, it's going to get better. But do me a favor. If you're not in Dad Tribes, go download the app, join your local chapter. If there isn't a local chapter, consider starting one. It's a $10,000 investment. That's the for-profit side. Even if you're not interested in the for-profit side or starting your own chapter, still download the app, join the email list so you'll be updated the moment we launch the foundation. Because in the app, you'll be able to donate to the foundation through the app. We'll put a button in there so you can become a donor. Again, we'll have a $10, a $20, and a $50 donation option. Obviously, you can donate more anytime that you want to. You'll be able to reach out to Isaac and provide any kind of donations that you want to do. If you want to volunteer for your local chapter and for the foundation side, Isaac's going to be building out systems and processes to make that possible for your specific local chapter if you just want to help locally or if you want to support the national movement. Right? Dad Tribes Foundation is going to be national and eventually international.
That's the plan.
Right now, United States. So that's it from me. Anything else you want to add at the end there?
Just want to, tell you guys again, we thank you for helping us get to this point. We wouldn't be able to without you guys. Our members are what make us who we are, and we really appreciate you guys, and we're looking forward to getting to help those that need it.
So if you listen to this on the actual podcast, on iTunes, Spotify, whatever, make sure you go. dadtribes.com is where you can find everything. The Dad Tribe Foundation website is not up yet, but we will get it there. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to a podcast, just simply type Dad Tribes, multiple, as in more than one tribe, tribes.com, and we'll see you there in the app.
Thank you, guys.